Well, I know that so far this season, we've had a significantly easier start than in previous years with Southend United. However, we're doing pretty well at the moment. We're averaging over 1.5 points a game. We've got two winnable ones on paper today. We've even got a cup quarter final to look forward to. Things are looking up at Southend United. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 65 of Saving Southend with me, Daniel. Today, the promise continues because after 2 seasons of battling relegation until the final day, it's starting to look a little bit more comfortable, albeit after today's fixtures, we've come to the end of our easy run at the start of the season. And then we've got a lot of the big hitters in more difficult matches. So important we try and pick up results today against Nottingham Forest and Norwich, two of the many sides below us at the moment in the Premier League table. We've also got progress in the Carabao Cup. Injuries are starting to calm down, but there's a few players who are just starting to get a bit edgy because most of the new boys, to be fair, have not been able to get into the team yet. So if you're looking forward to seeing if they can stay fit and maybe break through and become stars today, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. We've got big matches to review, so let's start by having a look at a schedule for recent weeks, because once we've done that, we've got two new pre-agreed signings to introduce as well, as our new scouting mission has really worked out. So let's start with the schedule and see what's been going on, because you were with me all the way back for deadline day, as we got a big win away at Brentford to continue a very good start to the season. We backed it up in the Carabao Cup third round as well. A big goal for Joe Wills, his first for the club, the £21 million signing. He's just not got settled in yet, but in the Cup, he has been able to deliver a couple of match-winning performances. This one was a really important goal in a backs-to-the-wall display. The goalkeeper excellent, and PJ Smith, the skipper, came in and did his job. We then continued the great start with a 2-1 win at home to Brighton. Joe Hugill with a brace in that one. He started the season on fire, and he's still going pretty well now, to be fair to him. Then, though, we got to the list of difficult fixtures, and we picked up difficult results. Away at Wolves, a 2-1 defeat, gutting in the 89th minute, because in this game we were brilliant. Was a contentious penalty which gave them one of their shots on target, and we should have scored more. We had great opportunities. Teddy Ivanov did get one, but not enough in the end. We then lost 1-0 away at City, but one of the things I did like from that game is that we were a lot more structured defensively. The same can't be said at home to Arsenal, where we lost 3-1 and Joe Hugill scored, or away at Chelsea, where we drew 3-3, but we were in dreamland after 7 minutes. 2 corners, 2 goals. And in fact, all of the first 4 goals in the match came from corner kicks. Back post headers, seems like it's a little overpowered at the minute, but both of our centre-halves got one, and then Teddy Ivanov with a great goal in the 92nd minute. We then rotated against Norwich, where Diogo Fernandez found form again. 2 for him, both assisted by Joe Wills, who got one himself as well. And Takatsuka scored a nice one there. Miranda even got the own goal, so technically we scored all 5 of them there. Before a big 2-0 win at home to Everton in the league. Lucas Daniel getting a goal off the bench. Nice to see him coming into form now, though we are getting the old problem in FM. He's complaining about a lack of game time, despite the fact he's been injured or returning from injury for a lot of his spell so far. Joe Hugill got the first in that one. Joe Wills made another appearance off the bench. So when you consider the 2 summer signings after Ucolano I was most excited about were Wills and probably Lucas Daniel from Brazil as well. Neither of them have really hit the ground running yet, and we're just starting to see signs of them in the last couple of games. So if they can find form as well, we might be making some pretty sharp progress. You can see after today, we've got a run of horrible games, including United, Spurs, Liverpool, Newcastle, Sheffield United and Villa, both in the top 8 as well, and Wolves in the Cup quarter-final. Just nice to have a little run, but they did beat us in the league earlier on in the year. We then get back to that more fortunate run in January, and that's where it's going to be crucial. Will we have fixture congestion there with the FA Cup, a Carabao Cup semi maybe? Who knows? Well, it's going to be costly if we do, because when you look at the months of February and the month of April, the fixtures are absolutely daunting. So let's go and get through and see if we can pick up points today. Nottingham Forest away are in 16th. And again, it's sort of that difference at the start of the season, isn't it? At the moment, if we win this after 11 games, we'll be 5th. If we draw it, we'll be comfortable in ninth on our own. If we lose it, the gap back to Nottingham Forest is 6 points, and we probably start looking over our shoulder again. So let's get through the tactical meeting and see the opposition instructions. I'm going to show you the new signings between the two matches. Let's go and head off to the City ground and see what 11 we can pick. Well, this is the team and squad I've gone for because we have just about got everyone back fit now. Takatsuka still struggling a little. We've got PJ Smith unhappy about his game time. Lucas Daniel the same, but I've got to try and manage things here. And most of the people in the 11 are playing well. We've got Caljo between the sticks with Baranda and Ishmael the fullbacks. Williams and Parker forming a pretty good partnership now at centre half. Yukalano on the right with Sam Amo on the left. Adozi had been first choice prior to his injury. Then Alfie Harrison and Jimenez, good players in the middle with Ivanov and Hugill up front. We've managed to get a few players tied down to new deals within our wage structure as well. The likes of Alfie Harrison, both left backs in Ishmael and Leznik fall into that category as well. We've managed to tighten things up a bit financially, which are great. We have got a couple of issues upcoming. For example, Ishmael is off to AFCON after the next couple of weeks. But we have got that young left-back from Lahm we signed last January who will just get promoted to the first team. And he's starting to develop really nicely. So let's go and submit the team for this one. The first of today's two games. Can we build excitement on the pitch before I show you some exciting signings off it? Well, just one change for Nottingham Forest, who are managed by Eddie Howe today. They've got half of the Welsh defence with Roden and Williams. One Larios we've managed before at Southampton in our blog save last year. Murillo still there, Sangare still in, Marquinhos a good player, and Mazilu been a match winner against us before. Still got the likes of Alanga on the bench, Issa Kabore, the current Luton man too. So let's tell the lads to pick up where they've left off. We've got Teddy Ivanov inspired, and he is just starting to find his best now. And I don't want to kibosh it, but touch wood, he stayed relatively fit this year so far. As of a lot of the former players, it's just the new signings that haven't quite got up to speed. So with 10 minutes gone, it's 0-0 at Forest. I'd probably take a draw, to be honest, but we could nick another win going into a tough run of fixtures. I'd be a very happy man. So far, though, doesn't look like either team want to score. Well, it's a corner kick to Nottingham Forest as they're being praised in the commentary for a flowing move. We do head it away at the near post, but it's back out to the edge with Sangare. Fires one in from distance. Caljo does well, and so does Harrison on the rebound. It's out for a throw-in. We survive it. And technically, we're still restricting Forest. They've picked up a couple of yellow cards. There's not much of an expected goal threat. But we've got a chance playing out from the back now. Can we create something of our own? Baranda goes long towards Ivanov. Murillo going to deal with that pretty easily, in truth. It was a little bit predictable, I think we call it. As Roden gets out wide to the right, looks for Bidstrup. He's got Nico Williams there. Bidstrup going alone, though, and finds Marquinhos. He cuts inside to Roden. We're dropping off Forest a bit here. They've gone inverted with the fullback Williams and it's carved us open. Weren't ready for that tactically as Larios from distance. Caljo tips it onto the bar. One hell of an effort. Samamo and Ishmael combine to clear. We've not had a goal threat in this game, and yet again, despite being a formation we can normally handle, Forest are just finding a way to carve us open. They seem to be one of those teams that can just do this to us. As Bidstrup gets it into Larios, and again, Ibrahim gets it to Sara. They're coming forward with Bidstrup in one-on-one. Goes for it early. Didn't trust his pace against Williams. It's just wide of the post. But now it's Alfie Harrison. After this half, it would be amazing if we could nick one on a stroke of half-time. Sam Ammo down the left into Hugill. Oh, it's a soft penalty. We'll appeal for it, though. I would not complain if this is given. I don't even know who our best penalty taker is these days. Shall we have a little look? Our best penalty taker is Teddy Ivanov. So he's in goal scoring form. I've paused it now, which means it's probably not going to happen. Is Hugill injured as well? The penalty's been awarded. Don't let me down, Teddy. He steps up right-footed. Ivanov rolls up his socks and puts it with composure down the middle. Lovely finish from Teddy. 4th goal of the season. The Bulgarian international is flying. And Southend completely against the run of play. A 1-0 up just before the break. Our first shot on target as well. What a lovely way to go into half-time. We're going to tell the lads to keep working hard. We've got them happy. But we've got to respond at the break. We cannot drop off. Because we've seen already from open play, there is a good chance this game could turn around as Emir Williams, with a free kick just behind the centre circle, plays it short to Harrison, who can look forward. Ivanov making that run again. Harrison finds Ishmael though. He plays down the left to Hugill. Great run. Brilliant first touch. Oh, what a finish as well. Just lifts it over the goalkeeper into the far side netting. Joe Hugill has really stepped up to Premier League level. I know he had that run after he got injured last year. And in his first season, he wasn't great. But those goals he scored before his injury first season probably kept us up. And last season, he ended that goal drought on the final day. And my word, is it making a difference. And to be fair, you look at Forest here. They've had 12 shots, but only one on target. And if you take away that, to have one expected goal from 12 shots is not a great effort. We're going to have a look at changes because there's a few tired legs here. I'm going to bring Adozi on for Yocolano. See which way round they're better. I think that way. We're going to leave Sam Ammo on for now. Or am I? Let me think about this. Joe Wills will replace Hugill because he's pretty important to us at the minute. Jimenez is going to be replaced by Lucas Daniel, who will be deep line playmaker on support. And in fact, I am going to take off Sam Ammo as well. No, I'm not. I'm going to put on Adeniji right of midfield. I'm going to drop him to a support duty. Let's be sensible about it here. I don't want to change all the style like we do when we're time wasting at the end. But let's make sure that when we're defending, we've got two proper banks of four. Is it going to come and backfire? Adozi puts in a challenge. It deflects luckily for Nico Williams. Forest are committing loads forward as you would expect. And Bidstrup cuts inside with it. Into the edge of the box for Larios. Turns in on his left foot. Deflects onto the woodwork. Must be the second or third time they've hit it. Marquinhos rebound. Deflects behind for a corner, which Nottingham Forest will be a threat from. We've struggled with them all year. Marquinhos plays a 1-2 with Bidstrup. Back to Danilo. Well-worked routine. And a horrific finish at the end of it. Harrison's knackered in midfield. We're going to bring on Martin Cox as our final sub. And I think we're going to try and see it out like this. We've had 4 shots all match. 2 of them on target, 1 a penalty. But with 5 to go, we're 2-0 up. And I was about to say we're almost there, but Kabore's on and he's played the throw into Mazilu. We know how good he can be. Oh, I thought that was going to be a penalty. Parker did as well, just hoofed it back to them. Buta down the left for Nottingham Forest. We're under pressure, but Ivanov's nicked it, and he's got a free rein to run at the opposition. Ivanov in, a good challenge, falls for Lucas Daniel. And that is absolutely atrocious. You're supposed to be the best passer at the club. Buta plays down the line again. That better not cost us. It's a big ball over the top. Jamiti's in. It's cut back to the edge for Danilo. Oh, that's so frustrating. You bring on the best passer of the team to shore up the midfield, and he passes it back 30 yards to the opposition. What on earth is that, man? Veranda plays from the centre kick to Daniel. And this time he does manage to keep it. We've got to be careful now. We're under big pressure. Lucas Daniel, oh, what are you doing? Stop taking risks, man. Parker goes back to Caljo. Chips out to Daniel. Oh, my God. What is wrong with him? He's complaining about game time. Sort your head out and keep the ball, will you? What is wrong with you, man? Look how good he's supposed to be. He's having an absolute stinker. Right. I'm going to get the time wasting on now. I feel like we need a little bit of help. I'm going to play for set pieces. I'm going to be more disciplined. In transition, we're slowing it down. We're not countering at speed. And we're going to leave it at that, I think. I still want to run at the defence when we get it, because I want Teddy Ivanov and Wills to be able to go at them. I'm going to put the fullbacks to defensive duties, make sure they're not caught out. We could drop in another player into midfield, but with the changes we've made, we don't really have the dynamic for it. There's been a couple of games where I've put like Cox at left midfield and it's worked out, as the goal kick's not even reached the fullback. Emil Williams goes back to him again. We are crumbling under pressure here, and it's about hanging on. Veranda finds Adeniji. He gives it to Cox, who sensibly plays down the channel. Ivanov holds up well. Who can he find? Martin Cox is there. Good ball for Wills. Up towards Ivanov, who gets lucky. Lucas Daniel gives it away again. Oh, what are you doing? You absolute idiot. Mazilu cuts in from the right. Sangare to Danilo. It's wide of the post. Right, you're not being a playmaker, because you've clearly not got this in you today. I'm going to put you in, I think, centre mid on support. I just need a role where he's not expected to be the playmaker, because he's absolutely killing us at the minute. He's had an awful game, but we're into the final minute of stoppage time. And so far, so good. But Ishmael, under pressure, finds Wills well. Adozi can break down the left. He's beaten his fullback. Chips into the box. That's not really time wasting, is it? Not really listening to the plan there. Ibrahim breaks away. We still look stretched. It's ridiculous. Ishmael out wide. Does well to half block the cross. Baranda loses his man. Ibrahim in. It's going to be 2-2. It's going to be 2-2. Oh, it's a great save. Brilliant goalkeeping. Oh, why are they not following it? I don't understand. Is it the exuberance of youth? Is it the panic? The goalkeeper's up. If we can get away here, we've got a great chance at a goal. As it is, it's headed clear, but only as far as Motiyoshi. But it is enough. It's a 2-1 win. My God, we made hard work of that. I mean, you look at the stats. I don't know how we won it, but we saw the reverse against Wolves. I'm not going to complain. A 2-1 win at Forest. We're 5th after 11 matches. And we're already more than halfway to safety based on previous years. This is looking a lot more comfortable, but can we really put the icing on the cake against Norwich? Well, we're back following the international break for a big fixture at home to Norwich, the chance to really secure our survival early in the season. Takatsuka looks to be pretty fit and will definitely be on the bench today. But let's have a look at some future stars of this club by means of signings coming in January, because we talked about adding to our scouting team with scouts from different regions, and we did add another in the summer. That was a scout who could use their knowledge of Northern Europe and Scandinavia, and my word, has that worked out, because we've got 2 Danes coming in, might also have a young English goalkeeper that we've just stumbled upon. The scouting team is starting to work well, but first, we've also got a person who's coming on a staffing side, because we mentioned that Leicester had nicked our best scout, or about to, a scout from Argentina. We were a bit worried about what we might lose there in our South American scouting. So I've got to nick one from Watford. Sebastian Ashav, 57 years of age, great judgment of ability, pretty good at the rest and good knowledge of Argentina and Uruguay, which are the 2 I really need. So he's come in, that will benefit us in the long term. But for now, we have got 3 players arriving in January, 2 guaranteed, 1 I think will agree. And we're in pretty good nick with them, because first of them, we mentioned him on deadline day, Rasmus Jensen, a Copenhagen striker for 6.25 million. Not got the best composure or anticipation, but has all the core attributes to be a good advance forward. Now remember, at the end of January, Diogo Fernandez loan deal ends, and he's had a lot of injuries in the last 6 months or so. This guy seems a natural replacement. There's no pressure on him to be a starter immediately, because Teddy Ivanov is brilliant, but someone who can come in and contribute, who's scoring goals galore at Copenhagen. Yeah, we've got ourselves a bit of a gem there, and he's coming in on a wage that is relatively low as well. The second one is a centre midfielder at 18 who might be even better. For 4 million quid from Norgeland, Peter Bernberg comes in. He will be 18 when he joins. He will become a homegrown player at the club. He is a 6'2" wonder kid who's technically brilliant, very good in the air, very good stamina and fitness, works hard, got great vision, 2-footed as well. I think we might have signed someone who might become one of the best midfielders in the world. I genuinely believe him to be that good. Not yet scored a goal for Norgeland, which is a bit of a worry, but I'm sure we'll change that here. He is a super young talent, and I cannot wait to work with him. The third one that we've been looking at in recent weeks is Jude Sadler. He is a goalkeeper from Charlton, 4.8 million, very cheap wage. And to be fair, he's rated better than Orellana as our number 2, so might be someone who can come in, fill the homegrown in the nation quota for future years with Europe and that, and allow Orellana to go out on loan and get regular first team football to help his development. That's the plan at least anyway. Due to Charlton's plight, Sadler is down in League One at the minute, but he is going to be a very good signing, and I hope he'll agree to join. If we get those 3, we've added quality in January and made up for the fact that we didn't do anything on deadline day. But for now, let's go and get through to the fixtures. We have picked up an injury to Ishmael, who was going to be off to AFCON anyway. So for Southend versus Norwich, it's an opportunity for a few to shine. Now, we did beat them comfortably in the League Cup, but they were the better team, believe it or not. They have got Duran up front, who is scoring goals for fun. Rowan Zollis are a threat out wide. Adoghi's brilliant at left back. I mean, they're just a very good team. So let's go and get through to the team selection at a sold-out Steve Tilson Park. We're going to have to change the left back. We're also going to have to consider the fitness of a couple from international duty. Emir Williams got his first for Wales. Ivanov always playing for Bulgaria. Let me make my decision because we've got 6 days off after this. We can rest some against United. We'll be back in a minute to run through the team and see whose fitness I've gambled on. Well, the simple answer is that I've gambled on the fitness of everyone. I've put in all of those with a heavier match load. We have gone for the strongest bench possible, including the returning Takatsuka. The only 2 changes to our team are at fullback. Lejnik enforced, of course, due to Ishmael's injury and impending international duty. Adeniji I've bought in for Baranda, partly because Baranda's been in poor form recently, but also because Baranda can play left or right back, which gives us more options as a substitute. We've stuck with the rest of the team though. Fernandez is there in case Ivanov gets tired, but why change a team that's won again? We're going to stick with it. We've gone as strong as we can. We've promoted David Harkin to the senior squad till January just to see if he does well. But for now, it is a big game at home to Norwich, and if we win this, we can almost start to prepare for survival already. Maybe even put focus on the cup, as it's also 2 changes for our visitors, with Thomas Berg having a little bit of fun. Lots of familiar names, lots of good footballers in there too. Angus Gunn's still going in goal as well. But even looking at the bench, Draycott's a player we tried to loan about 5 times in the lower leagues. Liam Delap up front we know very well, a good footballer. This is going to be a tough game. They gave us a cracking cup tie and they only let in goals because they were chasing it. They were the better team for the most part. And if they have a striker on form like Duran taking their chances, it could be a very long day for us. So let's hope we can get a positive start in. With 5 minutes gone, no shots again. And I think arguably keeping this game quiet is our best chance of winning. Let's see how we do with that. Well, 10 minutes to half time. We've just given the lads a bit of encouragement because we've had no shots all game. Norwich had the better of the stats, but there's not been any highlights until now, which a doggy cuts inside to Zolis, and we know the quality there. That's a magic goal. Norwich themselves are in mid-table at the minute. They're a side that look like they're progressing. And you look at their team on paper, with all of those players now coming to their prime, the 28, 29, 30, you've got to feel they're favourites to get into that top half. Whereas for now, we're very much underdogs for that, but looking to get ourselves safe as a doggy gets down the left-hand side to Zolis. Norwich looking very comfortable on the ball. And again, they're giving us problems from open play that most sides can't. They've got pace everywhere. Rowe gets it into Duran. Caljo does really well. He's training brilliantly every week, really improving. He's still got a few little deficits as a keeper. He throws out to Lejnik. Not the day we really wanted to change half our defence, but that's a good ball to Jimenez. Ivanov can flick on. Goes right to Yukulano. Inside to Ivanov again. Yukulano's there. It's a good tackle. Norwich are away. We cannot cope with them on the counter. They're basically beating us at our own game. Duran puts it in. Milanovic up. How has that gone in? It seemed to get past the goalkeeper really easily. 150th league goal of his career. Okay, maybe we shouldn't be as critical. How good is he? Very good. And he's only 28. And then what about Duran up alongside him? He must be pretty good. Okay, I don't feel quite as bad when I'm looking at those players because they're pretty strong. Norwich have taken chances and simply they're better at our game than us. They play 4-4-2. They've got 2 big, quick, strong strikers up top. And they've got quicker players out wide than we can handle. Whereas for us, maybe now Sam Ammo's becoming a bit of a weakness. Though Lejnik breaking down the left-hand side. Ivanov in. And there's a difference as well. A striker who's not in form, who's not taking chances. Sam Ammo really struggling with the mentality there. And Yukulano, still a bit inconsistent in his first year here. But with Takatsuka back now, it should give us an opportunity to rotate soon. As Rowe has got a free kick, 25 yards out. It's fairly central. It's over the bar. I mean, the truth is I would have taken 1 win out of 2 today. I probably would have taken 2 draws. And the fact that we got it against Forest does take the pressure off. But again, we're seeing, even those sort of top mid-table teams, they're just in a different level to us at the minute. We've not got that consistency with this young team. And we've not really got the depth either, as Harrison finds Hugill. Back to Sam Ammo. We need everyone in form at once, which isn't happening today. Sam Ammo gets down the left. That's a decent ball. Ivanov up. The keeper's in no man's land. I was about to take him off because he's looking tired. He's not played that well. But he does get a goal back and give us a chance. Our only shot on target of the game. And Norwich are straight back down the other end as Adeniji wins it for Jimenez. Harrison breaks clear to Lejnik. And now we've got support on the left from Sam Ammo. He carries forward, gives it to Hugill. This would be a comeback and a half. Jimenez finds Giuliano. Hugill's run in. Was he onside? He scored if he is. The hand goes up from the referee. VAR will check it. It was so close. But the goal's awarded. A quarter of it to go. It's 2-2. And both strikers have delivered again. Sam Ammo and Giuliano, we criticised at half-time. Both delivered again. And we're growing back into it. Didn't mean to press that. Let's encourage the lads. Because they're doing well. Emir Williams struggling a bit. Adeniji knackered at right back. Let's get him off for Baranda. Let's get Sam Ammo off for Adozi. Both strikers are struggling, but we've got quality on the bench. Joe Wills and Diogo Fernandez. And I'm also going to take Jimenez off as well, actually. I'm gambling on Lucas Daniel again. But this time, I'm going to leave him box to box and not give him reliability on defending. As Baranda, the sub, throws into Giuliano. Back to Daniel. Finds Giuliano. Into Adozi. Off the line. Anywhere near the near post. And that was 3-2. You just kind of wish it had fallen to Wills rather than Adozi there. But I tell you what, we're finishing the stronger. Now, don't have the hammer blow of losing this. If we get the draw from 2-0 down, this becomes a great episode. If we throw it away, it's a disaster. You know what? From where we were at half-time, I will absolutely take that. A 2-2 draw at home to Norwich. Fighting spirit was there. The strikers in the goals, creating chances. And we stay ahead of Norwich because of that result. 21 points from 12 games. We're 7 points off the top and 14 clear of the relegation zone. That is not what we're used to saying with Southend United. Yes, we've had most of the easy half of the season of fixtures now. And it's going to be another little difficult run the next few weeks. But we've got a cup quarter final to look forward to for the first time in years. We've got ourselves well clear of the relegation zone. And we're only 14 points off our record Premier League target now. The points total is definitely there. It's definitely a big target to aim for. And I think safety can be secured. Very annoying because this Julian Merlo is one of the best young centre-halves in the world. But he can't jump. 6 foot, 11 jumping reach, 11 heading. I can't bring him in. But overall, I'm delighted. We've got a sold-out Steve Tilson Park that's Premier League ready now. We're getting results against lots of teams that we would expect to be competing with. And I know it went very wrong towards the end of last season, but it does look for now that we may be able to avoid relegation. So with that in mind, we are going to come back, I think, maybe around the start of January. I'm kind of hoping we might get to a Carabao Cup semi and can show a leg of that. Or do I show you the quarter-final as well? Maybe it would be rude not to. We've got 6th, 9th and 8th just either side of that. So do you know what? We'll do it. We were in a cup quarter final. We've not had that luxury since probably the FA Trophy. Let's show the Carabao Cup quarter at home to Wolves. Then we'll show Newcastle away just after. And we might even rest a few against Liverpool to make sure we're as strong as possible. We'll see how the league form goes between now and then. But if you did enjoy this one, 2 battling performances and goals galore from Ivanov and Hugill, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. As exciting as things are on the pitch, let me know what you thought of the 3 potential signings, 2 of them confirmed. I feel like we're starting to find those signings to go to the next level now. And it's not because we're spending masses of money, it's because we've got that recruitment and that scouting team in place to help us prepare for the future. And I'm really excited about the boys that are coming in, the boys that are starting to develop after a slow start last year and this summer. If you want to stay up to date and see how they finish the year, and whether they can take us to a cup semi-final for the first time at the top level, and subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Are we still going to be in a relegation battle, or can we finally avoid one? Hopefully we'll find out over the next week or so, but in the meantime, we will be back tomorrow with the head coach yet again. Talking of semi-finals, there's a pretty big one in that episode tomorrow. Come and make sure you join us for that. There's also links in the eye above to some of our specials, our football podcast and the Twitch channel for regular live streams as well. But thank you very much for watching, and thank you to HelloFresh UK for their continued support. You can find a link at the top of the description to get a massive discount off there. But I'll see you back here in a couple of days' time. A Carabao Cup quarter-final to come. Fingers crossed, with 2 ties from Wembley. Maybe we can get one closer.